Okay, so now that we are done doing bell work for the day, the next thing that we are going to do is I'm going to teach you how to use OneNote in Office 365. Okay, so in order to learn everything about OneNote, there are going to be two different steps. The first step is I need you to get into Teams and I need you to click on Posts. From there, I need you to go all the way to the first post that I made that talks about the technology notebook that I've opened up several times and spoken to you guys about. There's a link attached. You're going to click on that link and it's going to take you to the technology notebook that I made. Okay, let's go over those instructions again. You're going to go into Teams. You're going to go into Posts. You're going to go all the way to the first post that I ever made that talks about the technology that you will need for this semester. There's a link attached to it. You're going to click on that link and it's going to take you to the Technology 20-21 notebook that I made for you. From there, you will see a handful of sections on the left-hand side. You want to click where it says Microsoft Office 365. Once you do that, you will see a bunch of pages show up just to the right of the sections. It is going to automatically default to the OneNote page. Then in the center of the page, you are going to see instructions on what OneNote is and how to use it. And so I'm going to go over those instructions again, and then we are going to get started. So in order to see the OneNote, once you're in the Technology 20-21 notebook, you're going to click on Microsoft Office 365, and then to the right of it, a bunch of pages are going to show up. At the very top is going to be OneNote. It should default to that. And then in the center of the page, you can read all about what OneNote is and how to use it. So let's go over what OneNote is and how to use it. So OneNote is an app on Microsoft Office 365 that is like your virtual notebook. This is where you can take notes for all of your different classes. It's actually really cool, and I definitely encourage you guys to use this. It's going to help you guys stay organized, and it's going to lead to you being just more successful in school. And it's going to make your life so much easier, okay? So this is an absolutely great tool to use for future career aspirations also. This tool, if you know how to use it, it is going to make you a better employee and someone that businesses are going to want to hire, which is great. That means that, you're going to find a job easier and you're going to be a better employee, which means that you'll probably get promoted faster, which will make more money. Okay? So, essentially, my notebooks, this is where, so like when you first go ahead and if you go into like Office 365 and you click on notebooks, it's purple, okay? And when you go to that page, you'll see something that is called, like there's going to be a list underneath where it says plus new notebook. So if you wanted to make a new notebook, you would just hit the plus new notebook and it would take you to a blank notebook. Okay, but underneath that, you're going to go ahead and see like a menu, and there's this little tab that's called My Notebooks. This is where you can see all of your different notebooks. So if you have more than one, you're going to all see them underneath that. Okay, and like I said, you can create a new notebook by just clicking the plus new notebook, which is like a purple button. Okay, you can go ahead and create a notebook for every class, for projects, for assignments, or you can make one giant one for all of your classes, which is what I would suggest. That way you only have one notebook that you have to open up. Okay. But literally notebooks, OneNote can be used however you guys want, okay? So you also have this, another little tab in the menus when you're in OneNote is this button called Shared with Me. So any notebooks that have been created, like by you or by a teacher or by another classmate, can be found under this section in OneNote as long as it is shared with them, okay? A class notebook is a notebook that your teacher has created specifically for your class, okay? And you can also go ahead and share this notebook. So you'll just copy the link and you can share it with classmates, you can share it with your teacher, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's kind of OneNote, but let's go ahead and let's go into the app so that I can so that you can look at it. Okay, so essentially now I want you to log. When you get into Office 365, you're going to click the little purple icon that says OneNote. Okay, and I want you to go ahead and click the little purple button once you're in OneNote that says plus new notebook. Okay, let me give you those instructions again. I want you to get into Office 365 and I want you to click on the purple icon that says OneNote. Once you're in there, I want you to click on the little purple button that has a plus sign and it says new notebook. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you just a couple things that you can do, or I'm going to verbally show you. Okay, so essentially up at the top, okay, you're going to see like a purple bar, and in the middle of that purple bar is going to be where you can go ahead and save what your OneNote is called. Okay, you can name it anything you want. You can name it 20-21 notebook or semester 1 20-21 notebook. So that's going to cover all of your notes for semester 1 for all of your classes. Okay, you can name it whatever you want, but please save your OneNote. If you don't save your OneNote, it's just going to be labeled as like document 1 or something, and then you'll have no idea what that document is labeled. Okay, so save it by labeling it something that you understand and are going to remember. Okay, then underneath that you're going to go ahead and see a menu bar that says File, Home, Insert, Draw, View, and Help. Okay, so the file, when you click on it, you have three options. You can print it, so that means that you would print your OneNote directly through your printer at home. Okay, so if you don't have a printer at home, then this is not going to be an option for you. The next button is share. When you click on that, you can go ahead and share it with other people. Okay, and when you click on it, it's going to go ahead and bring up this little screen where it says people you can specify to view. If you click on that drop box, there are different options that you can choose from. You can say, hey, anybody who has this link can view it, or only people in TUSD that has the link can view it, or people with existing access can view it, or specific people. And when you click on specific people, you can actually now go ahead and you can like say, you can put in different names of like teachers or classmates, something like that. Okay. I always go ahead and I always choose the people in TUSD with the link. Okay. And then you'll go ahead and click apply. Okay. Now, if you want, before you click apply, if you want, like whoever you're sharing this with, if you want them to be able to edit it, which means you want them to be able to write on it, you want to go ahead and click the little box that says allow editing. If you don't click that box, then that means that they won't be able to write anything in it. They'll just be able to view it. But let's just say you're sharing, you know, like project information with someone in your group, okay, for a project, and they need to write notes in there. You want to click that allow editing. Okay, so once you click apply, you're going to go ahead and either enter the name or the email address of the person, and you can enter multiple, or at the bottom you can go ahead and you can either copy the link or you can send this to them through email, which is through Outlook. Okay, so you can do either of those. Now, if we go back into File and you click on the About, which is the last thing in there, it just kind of tells you a little bit about the privacy settings of OneNote. I don't think you really need to worry about those most of the time. Okay, so the next tab on there is Home, and this is just your home page. This is where you can now go ahead and start editing your class note, your notebook, okay? And in here you can change the font type, the font size, the font color. You can bold things, italicize things, underline things, highlight things. You can go ahead and you can do bullet points, numbered bullet points. There are different styles. You can check spelling. You can go ahead and do audio on there. It's called Dictate. It's a little microphone towards the right-hand side of the screen, okay? The insert button, this is, if you click on it, this is where you can insert a link into it. You can insert symbols. You can do math in OneNote, so this is even great for your math classes. You can insert emojis, forms, stickers, all that kind of stuff. If you click on the Draw tab in the menu, this is where you can actually draw in there, okay? It has an eraser, you can go ahead and it has a pin option, it has a highlighter, there are different colors, you can do thickness, you can do math in here, so this is perfect for math. The next button is View in OneNote. If you click on it, this is where you can go ahead and view things, so like, you can go ahead and change the page color, reading view, so you can zoom in or zoom out. Okay, you probably won't use this a whole lot. And then the last button in the menu is called Help. Okay, and this is if you ever need some help, you can go ahead and try this, and it'll give you some like tips. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Home tab in the menu, and this is where now you can go ahead and on the left hand side at the very bottom of the page you will see where it says plus section, and then right next to it says plus page. So in the plus section page, this is where I advise you guys to make your classes, okay? And if you're going to have a section for every class, that means that you're going to have 7 sections, and I would go numerically, so I would go from period 1 down to period 7. And I would go ahead and I would label it like my class. So if period 1 was algebra for me, I would go ahead and I would do algebra, comma, and then I would have the teacher's last name, okay? And then, I would make a new section, and let's just say period 2 is law and public safety. So I would put law and public safety, comma, and then Pippin for, the last name of me. Okay, and I would go down like that. Okay, now on next to the right of plus section, you will see plus page. So this is where you get to make specific pages in each one of your sections. Okay, so if you wanted to go ahead and take notes for law and public safety, you would click on the law and public safety section that you made, and then you would click on the plus page at the very bottom of your computer screen, and you can make new pages. And I would suggest making a new page for every unit that we go through. And so, you guys could already have a technology unit in law and public safety, that this is where you take notes about all the different pieces of technology that we are using. And, like you can write down how to take a screenshot on your computer. So if you ever forget, you can come back to your notebook and look. You can, take notes on how to use OneNote. You can take notes on how to use Word, all that kind of stuff, how to get into, your Outlook, all that kind of stuff, okay? And then in order to actually write the notes, once you click on the actual page, in the center of the page, that's where you can just go ahead and write your notes, okay? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would make sure that your notes are very detailed and organized. The more organized you are, the better student you're going to be, hands down, okay? And then once you have that all done, like I said, if you wanted to share it, another way you could share this with people is in the top right-hand corner, there's a little share button, and you can click that, and you can share it with people, just like how you would do it if you clicked on the File tab and clicked Share from there as well. Same thing, just a different way to get to it, okay? Now, if you guys have any questions on how to use OneNote, please go ahead and type it into the chat or talk to me in the Zoom meeting that we are. If you're watching these videos outside of our Zoom meeting, you can go ahead and send me an email, and I'll help you out as much as I can, okay?